What exactly happened behind Jungkook's sudden departure to the United States, as seen at Incheon Airport? Why did Taehyung suddenly speak out through a Weverse live broadcast? Is this a sign of something bigger being planned by BTS or HYBE? This shocking news is not just about an ordinary trip. Millions of fans around the world are now trapped in a swirl of unanswered questions. The latest facts revealed by Taehyung have shaken the global fanbase, and circulating information suggests that Jungkook's departure holds a deeper meaning than what appears on the surface. The chronology began when public and media cameras captured visuals of Jungkook at Incheon International Airport in the early morning. He was seen wearing a black cap, a mask, and dark-colored casual clothes that appeared intentionally low-profile, but his presence did not escape fans' radar. Within minutes, videos and photos of Jungkook spread widely across platforms like Twitter, X, TikTok, and Instagram. ARMY began to speculate. Why did Jungkook go to the US so suddenly? Is this related to solo activities? Will he be releasing new work? Or is something happening behind the scenes that the public doesn't know? These issues escalated when Taehyung appeared in a short live broadcast on Weverse. In that session, Taehyung made a statement that was considered highly significant. In that brief but sharp statement, Taehyung said, "You must be surprised to see Jungkook, right? I didn't know at first either. But now I understand why he had to go." That sentence immediately triggered widespread discussion among the fan community. Many believe that Taehyung would not speak that way if something important wasn't happening. Based on investigations by several Korean media sources, including online media that have been credible in reporting K-pop news, it was mentioned that Jungkook's departure was not related to concerts or music collaborations as usual. A report from a local media outlet stated that this trip was part of a secret meeting between HYBE's management and several international partners regarding the future of Jungkook's global solo project. Issues about Jungkook's potential appearance at international events such as the Grammys or meetings with renowned US music producers have emerged. However, no official confirmation has been made to date. Taehyung's statement is considered a kind of signal that this visit is not an ordinary one, especially when he added, "Jungkook wants to do something he's never done before. You'll see it soon." That sentence was deemed ambiguous, yet deeply meaningful. Is this about Jungkook's solo work? Is there a plan to transition from group to individual projects in the near future? These questions continue to flood discussion forums, social media, and live comments on Weverse. The context becomes even more interesting when seen from HYBE's communication pattern. The agency is known to be very cautious in managing the timing of information releases, especially when it comes to BTS. The absence of an official press release about Jungkook's departure indicates that this is part of a highly confidential strategy. Even several senior Korean entertainment journalists stated that such information usually only leaks when something big is being prepared, or when there's internal conflict being covered up with a diversion. Some ARMY believe something more serious is happening. Some South Korean entertainment industry analysts suggest there is a high possibility that Jungkook is under intense pressure to expand his global influence amidst HYBE's internal dynamics. Several reports indicate that since last year, there has been a major shift in HYBE's internal strategy, including how the company treats its artists post-military. The fact that Jungkook is one of the company's biggest assets makes his presence very strategic. Thus, the decision to send him to the US without an official announcement is considered highly unusual. Furthermore, the fan community has noted a significant change in Jungkook's social media activity. His recent posts show a deeper personal tone, and some fans suspect he is under emotional stress. This is reinforced by the fact that since the end of last year, Jungkook has appeared less frequently in Korean media and has been more active in globally oriented projects. Is this part of a long-term plan, or is there internal conflict making him choose to broaden his career outside Korea? In this context, Taehyung's comments feel even more significant. When he said he also didn't know at first, many interpreted that Jungkook's departure was not communicated even to fellow members. This indicates potential differences in perspective or strategy within the group or management. Some have even called this the beginning of a possible restructuring of BTS members' roles under the HYBE banner. Interestingly, amid all these speculations, an unnamed entertainment industry staff member stated that Jungkook's meeting in the US is most likely related to a global project outside of music. It's reported that there was a collaboration offer from one of the major US streaming platforms, aiming to make Jungkook the main star in a global-scale documentary. If this news is true, it could mark a new milestone in Jungkook's solo career journey and explain why HYBE is being so cautious. Nevertheless, at the time this news was written, HYBE has not provided an official statement. ARMY continues to await further news while speculating and analyzing every move Jungkook makes in the US. Some fans even tracked Jungkook's arrival location through international fanbase accounts, trying to uncover his exact destination. Although the circulating information is still in the form of issues, enthusiasm and curiosity remain high, even making this topic trend #1 in various countries. Psychologically, this phenomenon shows the deep emotional bond between fans and idols, especially in a group as big as BTS. The fact that one personal movement from Jungkook can trigger a global response proves just how strong their influence is. Moreover, Taehyung's involvement in making a public comment during his military service adds an emotional dimension to this story. Fans feel that whatever is happening is not just about music, but involves deeper dynamics between BTS members and the direction of the group's future. Some analysts even claim that this could be HYBE's biggest communication test this year. How they manage the information and maintain fan trust in a situation full of speculation will be the key. If this issue is left unclear for too long, new tensions could arise among the ARMY, who have always been loyal but are very sensitive to sudden changes. Looking ahead, if the speculation about a documentary or international collaboration is true, it could strengthen Jungkook's position as one of K-pop's global icons. But if internal dynamics are the reason for his departure, then the public deserves transparent clarification from the relevant parties. In this situation, secrecy will only expand the space for speculation and harm the reputation that has been tightly maintained. With all the facts laid out, one thing is certain: Jungkook's departure to the US is no trivial matter. Coupled with Taehyung's involvement through public comments, this event becomes a pivotal moment in BTS's current narrative. Fans await explanations, hold their emotions, and prepare to welcome surprises that may come soon. Meanwhile, the world keeps watching. What is Jungkook and HYBE planning? And how will it impact BTS's future as a global cultural icon? However, after deeper investigation, much of the circulating information regarding the purpose of Jungkook's departure to the United States has not been factually proven. There is no official statement from Jungkook or HYBE about any secret meetings or involvement in major projects. Taehyung's statement on the Weverse Live was actually quite general and open to various interpretations, without mentioning specific details or context. Some of the analyses spreading on social media tend to be speculative and do not come from verified sources. Therefore, it is important for the public and ARMY to remain critical and not believe every issue that circulates. Jungkook, like any other artist, has the right to make personal or professional trips without always being burdened by excessive public expectations. And even though Taehyung's involvement drew attention, it doesn't automatically indicate drama or major backstage tensions. This news must be placed in the context that the entertainment industry, especially on a global scale like K-pop, is often the target of rumors and speculation. Maintaining a balance between curiosity and information accuracy is crucial. Until there is official clarification from the relevant parties, the public should respond to this information wisely and avoid spreading unverifiable news. In its latest development, several sources related to the Korean entertainment industry emphasize that the public must be cautious in responding to every snippet of information circulating without official confirmation. In the world of K-pop, the presence of artists in international locations such as the United States is often associated with various kinds of speculation. But in reality, not all such visits indicate conflict, major projects, or shocking decisions. There are many reasons, from professional to personal, that are not always made public to maintain the privacy of the artist involved. It should also be noted that Taehyung's statement in the live Weverse broadcast cannot be fully regarded as an official statement or even a confession. Although conducted in a real-time live format, the tone and context used by Taehyung seemed informal and more like a personal surprise and emotional support toward Jungkook as a friend. A sentence like, "I didn't know at first either," can be interpreted that he was not part of the planning and does not necessarily mean a major issue is happening. On the other hand, HYBE label's communication pattern itself has always been under scrutiny. This company has built a highly controlled communication system where nearly all important announcements are delivered formally through their official channels, whether via website, press releases, or official social media. The absence of confirmation or release from HYBE so far indicates that Jungkook's trip was most likely not part of an agenda that needs to be widely announced to the public. It could be a private agenda, a closed work session, or even a vacation embedded with professional goals. Several analysts also reminded that the global entertainment industry, especially in the field of music, has undergone many format shifts in recent years. International collaborations, recording in overseas studios, and preparing special events such as festival performances, exclusive merchandise launches, and meetings with industry figures abroad have become commonplace. Therefore, an artist's departure to the US like Jungkook's should not be instantly regarded as extraordinary or controversial simply because it was done quietly. However, it is also important to understand that ARMY's emotional response to this news is not something excessive or unfounded. For years, BTS has been a part of the emotional life of millions of people around the world. Every movement of the members, no matter how small, always receives tremendous attention from the public. In this context, it is understandable if Jungkook's sudden departure to the US, with no clear purpose, raises anxiety and major questions. Moreover, when almost simultaneously Taehyung appears and gives ambiguous comments, speculation becomes inevitable. The swift response from the fan community shows their high emotional involvement and collective intelligence in dissecting information. Many tried to remain rational, comparing similar patterns from past events and analyzing body language and expressions seen in airport videos or Taehyung's live Weverse broadcast. Although this analysis cannot be entirely relied upon as official references, it reflects deep care and love for the BTS members. In recent years, Jungkook has indeed been known to have a tendency to take independent paths in his projects. His solo album and performances on international stages, such as the Global Citizen Festival or the MTV VMAs, have proven his ability to reach the global market without losing the K-pop identity attached to him. So, it is not surprising if there is a suspicion that his departure to the US is part of an effort to expand his solo portfolio. If that is true, then this step should be appreciated as part of the creative process and professionalism of an artist. Even so, the responsibility of the media and the fan community remains essential in maintaining information balance. Jumping to conclusions too quickly or spreading baseless rumors will only cause panic and doubt among other fans. Therefore, it is important for all parties to wait for further clarification and not immediately believe every narrative that emerges on social media, especially those not sourced from official channels. In an entertainment world that is increasingly complex and transparent, the presence of platforms such as Weverse, Twitter, and Instagram does accelerate the spread of information. But speed does not always equate to accuracy. There needs to be filtering and confirmation so that the information spread does not end in misinformation. Especially in cases like this, where emotional involvement is very high, the ethics of spreading information becomes even more important. This incident also serves as an important reflection for large entertainment agencies, such as HYBE. In today's digital era, open communication that still protects the artist's privacy but can reassure the public is something crucial. Transparency does not have to mean revealing all information in detail, but simply providing guidance and brief explanations about the actual situation. Such a step would be very helpful in reducing speculation and maintaining harmony between artists, agencies, and fans. Finally, Although the truth behind Jungkook's trip to the US still leaves many questions, one thing is certain. This event has shown how much love and attention fans have for him. In the ever-changing K-pop world, such emotional attachment becomes an essential foundation for the continuity of an artist's career. And when the time comes, when the truth is finally revealed, there is great hope that it will be good news that not only answers curiosity, but also reaffirms the deep bond that has long been established between BTS and ARMY.